I would like to call on our president in Nigeria, Mrs. Ayodeji Mibokwe, the CEO, No Leftovers, to introduce the guest speaker for today. Thank you, ma'am. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Yemisi. That's a fantastic job you've done. And Ruth, thank you very, very much. You captured the whole essence of ABWCI very well. Thank you. I welcome every one of us this morning. I'm delighted to see us all. I trust we're doing well in the different parts of the world we are in. Welcome once again. I want to especially, before I call on the speaker, I want to appreciate some special people. Everybody is special, but I really want to thank Rithik for the support, the administrative support he continues to give ABWCI Nigeria. Thank you so much, Rithik. We do appreciate your support. I also want to acknowledge, I'm delighted to have other presidents of ABWCI here on the platform with us today. I have Sabrina Wisdom. She is the country president of ABWCI Malaysia. Yay! Please do welcome her by giving her a virtual clap. Welcome, Sabrina. We're so happy you're here with us. And I have Rahi Adam, our country president in Maldives. Oh, she was online with our global president the other day, and it was so inspiring. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. I also have Camelia Yacob, which is a global ambassador on this platform. Camelia, welcome. We're so delighted to have you join us. And of course, all our Nigerian contingent. So great to have you all here. We're excited to have you all here. I want to assure you that we're going to have a great time together today. And I'm really grateful to our host country, India, for all the EXCOs, all the members in India. Thank you very much for contributing to the success and to the growth of ABWCI Nigeria. All right, so I'm delighted to quickly read the profile of our guest speaker. Remember, the theme of our meeting today is women in leadership. And I do like the question Yemisi asked at the beginning. You know, the question of, are leaders born or are leaders made? I honestly would like to hear some explanations from those who gave answers of leaders are born, leaders are made. I guess at the right time, we'll give them time to be able to say one or two things. But right now, I'm excited. We have the country president of Singapore. Oh my goodness, this is truly a global community. Her video is going to be played, but before her video is played, because immediately after her video is played, you're going to hear her voice. Lillian is a courage coach who has personally overcome many challenges in life. And I can tell you that that is so true. I have met Lillian physically, and she's such an amazing woman. She's a real woman, okay? She has overcome many challenges in life, including depression and suicidal thoughts. Lillian has found her calling to inspire and empower women to break through and get unstuck from their fears, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs, so that they can experience breakthroughs and live a courageous, purpose-driven life. The women she coached are stepping out of their comfort zones, showing up with courage, authenticity, and strength. They are gaining self-confidence and clarity to create the change they want to see in their personal and professional lives, such as their relationships, health, career, or business. Lillian has touched and impacted thousands of lives through her courage coaching, community building, and sharing her stories of courage locally and overseas. Today, Lillian, together with her team, is on a mission to create highly tailored transformational personal and leadership development programs through her social enterprise, Class Living, so that every woman is equipped with tools and strategies to succeed in their personal lives as well as their businesses. So, ladies and ladies, the video of Lillian is going to be played, and then we hear her voice. Thank you very much.
thank you for the invitation. And I'm so glad to see familiar faces as well, Camilla as well as Sabrina. Thank you for joining us to this morning. It's morning on your side, right? It's morning, yeah. Okay, I'll just very quickly share my slide. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, just let me share the slide. Okay, here we go. Right, once I share my slide, I won't be able to see your faces. So, but for those of us who are, we have different personality type here today. So for the sake of those who are more structured, right, because I'm very free-spirited and can be very spontaneous and random. But for those of us who are more structured and prefer some structure, now this is what I'm going to do during this sharing. I'm going to just cover a little bit about the awakening of the courage of a woman and why is it important to have women in leadership. Okay, and after that, I'm going to just share with you very simple three-step process in personal and leadership growth. Hopefully, I'm able to, integrate some experiential activities because I'm a very experiential learner, a kinesthetic learner. All right, so I like to say this, and this quote, I came up with this quote because based on about 20 or 30 decades now of my own personal journey, I learned through those personal experiences that when you awaken the courage of a woman, you ignite her power of influence. When you awaken the courage of a woman, you ignite her power of influence. I'm going to share with you, not just myself, but, where we're going to see from the stories of different women, how that is so true. Right, and many of you are leaders and courageous women already, and you have very powerful stories that are inspiring other women as well. And the other quote that really inspired me to commit myself and on this mission in awakening the courage of women is from Matthew Arnold. He said this, and I quote, "If there ever comes a time when the women of the world come together purely and simply for the benefit of mankind, it will be such a force as the world has never known." When I heard this quote, I told myself that I want to be part of this force. I want to be part of this force to benefit the world through our businesses in this case, right, or through our gifts and our talents. Yeah. So the journey basically started from this book, Women of Courage Asia. I'm going to share with you just a little bit, very quickly run through, not to impress you, but to impress upon you why the importance of awakening the courage of a woman, and therefore we can ignite her power of influence, right? So the journey started with this book, breaking my own limiting beliefs, breaking my own fear barriers, right? To actually write a book. I have a lot of limiting beliefs that, who am I and who's going to read my book? And we have different perception of ourselves, isn't it? Like what we see ourselves and how we project ourselves and how others are seeing ourselves. Are they all in congruency in the first place? So looking into our purpose and our identity, most importantly, I think that is the most fundamental that we want to all be looking at. Right. Okay. Do I hear someone calling? No, yeah?
No, keep going.
All right, sorry, because I thought someone was calling. Yeah, so it started from the book, and then, asking the question, one simple question about my identity. And I want to also, present this question to you as well. Who are you? Who are you and what are you representing? What is your life message? What is your life message? And what do you represent? And I asked this question also to myself when I became a mother. And I asked myself, how do I teach my children courage? How do I even do that? How do I teach my children courage? And through the journey, I learned that it is best to lead by example. No point tell them, be courageous, be courageous. The best way is to lead by example, to walk the talk. And therefore, the book journey was the first breakthrough I have from my self-doubt and limiting beliefs. And thereafter, I told myself that I gave myself a mission that I'm going to put this book into the hands of as many women out there as possible. And in my lifetime, if possible, 1 million women to actually, have a hold of this book, because there are 23 stories from women from different backgrounds, how they overcome their challenges. Some of us may have, we all have different fears, and some of us you may resonate with me. My fear was public speaking. To be able to right now, being here or being on site on the stage, speaking to a crowd of people is very, very scary for me. It is so scary that I will go into a panic attack. My heart will start pumping, my knees will turn jelly, and I will be gasping for breath. So, but that is possible. Through the journey, I learned that we can tear down those limiting beliefs. We can overcome fears, whatever fear you have. And for me, was the fear of public speaking. So I went through that journey. And after that, it starts from within, right? It starts from within the self, breaking that limiting belief, discovering my own identity and purpose. And then it started to expand outward. Initially was my own family, my own children. Then thereafter is the children of the world, right? There are many women out there, young women out there, who do not, simply just lacking of role models in their lives. So that power of influence started to expand. And I love the Women of Courage Asia community. So after, mentoring with students, and women came gathering, and women came coming to ask about what I do and how I do it. Therefore, Women of Courage Asia community was born organically. Yeah, and we created a safe space. So every month after month, every last Tuesday of the month, we meet up to create that safe space for other women to practice being courageous, to share their story from a victor's mindset and not a victim's mindset, and how they overcome their challenges with practical tips and techniques and strategies to overcome those fears. Yeah. So, and we started to create an ecosystem of community support. Therefore, the importance, I cannot emphasize the importance of the community and support. So for those of us who are already starting to create that ecosystem, kudos, give yourself a round of applause, because this is really, really very important. And we will see how other women are benefiting from it. And I believe you yourself have already benefited from your own community of support. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I also started to run programs inside the juvenile institution. And what we learned is that there's a lack of role models. So therefore, empowering women, we want to be practical. We want to walk the talk with practical programs and mentoring, so that these younger women, can also overcome their fears and tear down those limiting beliefs. They have so much potential. And the need keeps growing. As a woman encourage courage is being awakened. As we develop ourselves, as we develop our leadership, I realized that different needs arises out from this. Therefore, subsequently, female entrepreneurs came forward and requested, how can they also enjoy that benefit. So her Courage Business Network was birthed forth to provide that support. And we started meeting every first Tuesday of the month in person right now. And hopefully, we're able to meet with all the ladies from all over the world as well, virtually, for the networking. Yeah. So in fact, we actually started doing that by going to Malaysia, right? So we had the opportunity to meet up with other businesswomen in Malaysia, and also get to meet Sabrina and Camelia, right? And then also in India, remember we met up in India, in New Delhi. So that expansion of the sphere of influence keep expanding as we keep developing in our leadership and personal discovery, personal growth. We did not stop there. the influence don't just stop there. So we continue to realize that there is a need. If you want to accelerate that breakthrough, yeah, volunteering is good, networking is good, the platform, they are all good. But if you want to accelerate your breakthrough, more work got to be done, right? So we started the boot camp. It's a 3 days full immersion boot camp, really working on the mindset, emotional state, and taking massive action to achieve the goals. So Transform with Courage Bootcamp was launched last year in Singapore, and this year we successfully launched it in Malaysia. And we're going to bring it from city to city. So I'm going to skip this video. It's just about the bootcamp. So probably I'll just skip this video. I can share the link with you. If you want to find out more about what we do in the bootcamp, yeah, you can watch the video after that. All right. So let's just go direct into our leadership topic, right? I love what my mentor, John Maxwell, say. He said, everything rises and falls on leadership, right? Everything rises and falls on leadership. So that's my first question to you. I'm going to throw a few questions, right? So let's engage each other. So, not just me talking, right? So the first question is, what does leadership mean to you? What does leadership mean to you? So probably you want to unmute yourself, or you want to key into the chat box and share with us, what does leadership mean to you? Let's hear it from you. Let's hear it from you. Anyone? Come on, practice being courageous. There's no right or wrong answer, by the way. Yeah, it just, what does it mean to you? Do we have someone? Let's check the chat box. What does leadership mean to you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, my name is Ayomide Adeniro.
Hi.
Good morning, ma'am. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Mibokwe for this huge opportunity, and also to you, ma'am. Listening to you has been a huge blessing and inspiration. Okay, so quickly, leadership for me, I think, is influence. Just like that. Yes.
Right. Love that.
Okay.
Leadership is influence. All right. We have another one saying leadership is the ability to go ahead of others and influencing others to do things. Wonderful. Yes. Right. So keep coming, keep putting into the chat box. What do you feel about what does leadership means to you? Okay. So we're going to continue, right? That was the first question. And here we go. Yes. Leadership is a process, right? It's not a position. It's an ongoing process. And yes, John Maxwell, his definition is that leadership is one life influencing another to create a positive change, growth, and impact. I say that again. In leadership is one life influencing another to create what? To create positive change, growth, and impact. Yeah, you can take a screenshot of this if you want to, right? And I'm just going to share with you, if you can show of hands, how many of you heard of the 5 levels of leadership by John Maxwell? Yeah, can show of hands if you have heard of this. Okay, very quickly, we're going to run through the 5 levels, because to me, leadership actually has no gender. Yes, there are the male and female, and we have different styles of leadership. Awesome, you have heard of this? Okay, all right. Now, the first level of leadership is about position, right? And people follow you because they have to. People follow you because they have to. Now, this level of position, is based on like job title. You could be the boss, you could be the employer. So people follow you because they have to, not because they want to, they have to. And you have subordinates for this level of position. You have leadership, you have subordinates, but not team members. All right. And you will probably need rules and regulations or organizational charts and policies in order to control the people. Okay, and for this level of leadership, it's also quite difficult working with volunteers, younger people, or even highly educated people, because they follow you because they have to, not because they want to. All right. And the next level is permission. People follow you because they want to. This is the level that's getting interesting, because this level of leadership is based on relationship. Yeah, relationship, and getting to know your people, figuring out how to get along with them. What are their different personality type, their communication style, their working style, right? Even their love language, is to build solid, lasting relationship and trust, right? So that is the second level. And the third level of leadership is production. This is where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. What you have done for the organization. And this is where they are very result-based, where these leaders, they get things done, all right? And they can become change agent, and they can tackle very tough problems, all right? Make difficult decisions and will make a great difference, okay? So, and they can take their people to another level of effectiveness. So this is the third level of leadership in the area of what people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Now we move up to the level 4, which is the people development. This is where you reproduce, and people follow you because of what you have done for them. What you have done for them. Now these leaders empowers others. They use their position, their relationship, and the productivity to invest in their followers and develop them, develop their followers to become leaders in their own right. So level 4 leaders reproduces themselves. And with this level of leaders, they change the lives of people they lead. Yeah, and the relationship among the team are often lifelong. So this is the level of leadership that we want to be, right? And the last but not least, the pinnacle level of the leadership by John Maxwell's 5 level of leadership is, people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. Who you are and what you represent. And that brings me back to my very first question. Remember, I asked, discovering our own identity. Who are we? Who are you? What's your life message? What's your life purpose? And what you represent, what you represent. So this level is where people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. Now, these leaders, they develop more people to become level 4 people. Right? And they create opportunities that other leaders don't, and even create legacy in what they do. So, of course, this is like the ultimate, goal of the leadership level, where we want to pursue in that direction to develop other leaders to become leaders as well. All right. So that's the, just a quick snippet about the 5 levels of leadership and what leadership is about for you. Next question for ourselves is number 2. Why is it important to have women in leadership? Why is it important to have women in leadership? Okay, now your turn. Your turn to share. Why? Why is it important for us to be in leadership? We're all women here, right? Feel free to share. Unmute and share. Okay, I'm just going to, while you're thinking, why is it important for women in leadership? I'm just going to read out some of your answers in the chat box. Right, leadership is a right example. And Regina say leadership is a service towards growth of others. Leadership is able to serve others. Yeah. And Yemisi say leadership is knowing the way, going the way, and showing the way, according to John Maxwell. Yes. So she say empower the women, you empower a nation. I love that. Yeah. What else? Why is it important? Why is it important? Women add spice to life. Awesome. Come on, let's have one more. Why? Why is it important for us to be in leadership? There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, so yeah, you continue to keep that going in the chat box. We'll come back to that again. Ruth say women gives variety. Yes, I love that. Love that. Okay, let's move on to the next question and the next part here. Okay, I'm just going to very quickly share with you some statistics, right? And also to give us a little bit of the landscape of what's happening in the world out there about women leadership. Now, globally, the share of women in senior management has increased incrementally, and that's good news, right? In 2021, the proportion of women in senior management role globally grew 31%. That's the highest number ever recorded, and that's good news. Right, that's good news because that means that it carves the direction, that shows that, you know, women, we can paint the future, isn't it? So you can see from the table here some of the statistics for the different region of the percentage of women in senior management. Okay. Now, of course, there are, you know, we can create a whole list of why is it important for women to be in leadership. I you know, through the research, I just picked out 6, right? You can add more to it and feel free to add more to it. For the most obvious reason for business, for us, is that women in leadership helps to achieve a better financial outcome. Statistics shows that, right? That a company enjoys better financial health when there is greater female representation in the board. And there's a report done by McKinsey and Company in the UK, greater gender diversity on the senior executive team, right? Corresponded to the highest performance uplift in their data set. Every 10% increase in gender diversity earnings shows that there is a glaring 3.5% rise in the earnings, right? That's before interest and tax. So what does it tell us? Women leaders have a key measurable impact on an organization's bottom line. Okay. And number 2, we provide fresh new outlook and perspective. Yeah, women leaders provide with different set of skills and fresh perspective. We bring structural and cultural differences to the table as well, which drives the effective solutions. And I love this one. Women, we unify diverse groups. Now, if I were to be with you in person, I would love you to, you know, can you put your hands together, and interlock it together, right? Lock it together and you say unity, balance, and power. Unity, balance, and power. Now, if we were to be able to lock our fingers with each other, right, it will be great, right? In person, we'll be able to do that. That will be fantastic. Yeah, locking arms together with each other, providing that unity, balance, and power. Yeah. Oh, I really miss meeting in person. So yes, women, we symbolize empathy, unity, and cooperation. So therefore, we prove to be assets. Okay, we are assets to our organization in terms of considering the different attitudes, interests, and disposition of people. And number 4, women, we embrace collaboration. Women, we don't compete, and you know, we are not competitive with each other. We collaborate with each other, and we have the ability to collaborate with different cultures, different diverse. You know, the difference in diversity is not going to stop us from collaborating with each other. Okay. A paper from the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that this is from the US, a nonprofit organization. It's the research result was that women are more attracted to cooperation than men. Men often overestimate their capabilities while downplaying those of their colleagues. Maybe some of you have encountered these experiences with male working partners, right? And the report also shows that women, on the other hand, are a better judge of their abilities and therefore are not averse to suggestions and help from their team members. Of course, there are also women that we know that belittle ourselves, and have a lot of self-doubt and limiting belief, which is why, the empowerment comes in to meet that gap, right? But with this report and the result, in short, what does it tell us? Women make better team players. We are very good team players. All right, so it's important to have women in leadership. Number 5, women are transformational leaders in general. We are transformational leaders in general. And this leadership style has been shown to build social and personal identification among members, and to build the mission and goals set out by the leadership team and organization, right? Demonstrate a clear positive influence on the success of the organizations and the individual and employees, right? And last but not least, I picked out 6. Yeah, I think 6 is good. Women can provide better mentorship. Now, according to a study, this is something that caught my attention. According to a study, 29% of women believe that their gender will be an obstacle to their advancement. How many of you can resonate with that? Or people, women who actually thinks like that? Yeah, I mean, I do know of women who thinks like that. So to overcome this obstacle, women in leadership position, can start to take this opportunity to we should start empowering the younger generation, the younger minds, right, of the next generation through mentoring and coaching, right? Even our government, I'm not too sure about the Nigerian government side, but over at Singapore here, the government plays importance, and a lot of emphasis in developing, in the development of women. And recently they came out with this white paper. There were 25 action plans that were actually laid out. I'm not going to go through all of them, don't worry. Yeah, but there are 5 areas, and 2 areas actually caught my attention, which is equal opportunities in the workplace and the mindset shift. Yeah, so career mentorship, networking opportunities, which is what we are doing here as well, through ABWCI. We are providing that networking opportunities and different platforms and training programs. For myself, would be the boot camp, the workshops, yeah, to empower women, and one-to-one mentoring sessions. And I think mindset shift should start from young. And I'm glad to see that the government, is putting in effort to address this through the education system, right? And I think this is a very encouraging action plan to hear what the government is doing. And I hope in your own nation, the government is also doing something about this in women developing women. So yes, very quickly, I picked out 6 reasons, why is it important to have women in leadership. And I look forward to hear more reasons from you. Okay, I'm sure you have more reasons to add on to the list. Let's keep adding it, all right? Adding the reasons and strengthen the belief, and encourage our sisters out there to step into the leadership. One more question. I think that was the last question before we do some experiential activities. The last question here is, what are some of the challenges and barriers to women in leadership? Or maybe you share your personal, what are some of your personal challenges in your journey of leadership? Share some of your personal barriers. Yeah, you want to unmute and share, or you can key into the chat box. Okay, let's go back to the chat box again. Yeah, women are incubators. Women are better leaders. It is important because women are builders. Ironic, women. When God created the man, he knew the man would need the women to succeed. It is not good for men to be alone, right? We need men and women. Remember, unity, balance, and power. Yeah, unconscious bias. What else? What other challenges are you facing? What are the barriers that you personally has faced before or are facing right now in stepping into leadership? Maybe in your environment. Many of us are business owners here. when I was in a very male-dominated industry, yeah, it was very challenging for me because nobody wants to listen to a woman when we need to show our capability first before they would be even willing to listen to us. Culture, yes, culture could be one barrier. Yeah. What else? What other barriers and challenges are is everyone facing, or you have heard of? Okay, keep that thought going and keep it coming in the chat box, right? I'll move on to the next slide. Yeah. Okay. So through my own personal journey and working with the community of women and leaders in the community, this is something I learned as well. Your life, our life, unfolds in proportion to our courage to first lead who? Lead ourselves. We got to first lead ourselves. Yeah. So, I mean, this is based on my own personal journey. I'm a practitioner, and this is what I learned from the journey, right? So because of the journey, I simplify things into 3 steps. All right. Of course, the courage blueprint that I came out was, you have more elements to it, but to make it simple as possible, I came out with 3 very simple steps so that everyone can take away and apply immediately. Okay. And in my community, they are all very familiar with these 3 A's. The first A is awareness. Awareness, that's working on your self-discovery, on your identity and your self-mastery, right? Of course, there are tools and techniques that you can apply to do that. And number 2 is attitude. When I talk about the attitude, it's talking all about the thinking, feeling, and choosing, right? And last but not least, action. The last A is action, to take intentional and committed action, not just any action. All right, but very intentional and committed action in order to gain that clarity and courage and confidence to achieve the results, to create the change that you want. So for me, what I've learned also, everything I'm sharing here is based on personal experience, yeah? I learned that awareness empowers you with a choice. Awareness empowers you with a choice, and it requires intentional action to create that change that you want for your life. So personally, the awareness of, my identity, I went into an identity crisis, stay at home for 7 years, right? Lost my identity because my identity was tied to my achievement, right? Tied to my career, tied to my success and achievement. But when that is being stripped away, what happens? I went into an identity crisis, yeah, loss of self-worth and confidence. But the good news is that with the more investing in yourself and working on yourself, we can break through from that. And I broke through from depression without taking any psychotropic drugs, right? So it is possible. And going through that journey, understanding the importance of the support system, I founded Connecting Mother Support Group because I was in the season of the motherhood season. So therefore, I'm able to empathize with other women, new moms, especially who are into this new journey. Yeah, so the Connecting Mother Support Group was birthed off to provide that support system and help other women to get out of depression. So it's not just not just myself about overcoming this mindset. Other ladies in our community, these are all leaders here, but we all, a lot of them also came to a point where we face a identity crisis. It could be pivoting in your different season to season, right, in your life. And for Karen, she came to a point where she was very successful in her corporate life. She was 20 over years in the corporate world, was very successful, but there came a point in her life where she had an identity crisis as well, and wondering what to do next. Yeah, and when I asked her the very simple question, what do you want? What do you want? And even that simple question was very, very difficult to answer. Yeah, so that's why I emphasize again, to dig deep into ourselves and to review our life again and discover and pick up all the nuggets of wisdom from our own personal life experiences and point us, give us clues to how we can move forward in our life. Jocelyn is another one. She's another leader in the community as well. And she had a desire to publish a book. But because of the self-limiting beliefs and the self-doubt and the self-worth issue, she shelved the dream for many years, right? Until she came and worked on her personality, discover herself again, rediscovering herself. She went through a marriage crisis, right? And now she's a single mom. She's a single mom with her children, but she breaks through all that and successfully launched her book, Standing Tall, Overcoming All, and now empowering other women to break free from their own limiting beliefs as well. So what I want to challenge everyone, is that we take the step, take the courage to step out of our comfort zone. Reach out for support. Reaching out for support is not weakness. A leader must also be willing to take the courage to reach out for support. And reaching out for support, it takes courage. All right. You can create your own community. You can join a community. Yeah. And the tool that I use, the first step is about discovering yourself. And I usually look into the personality, those one of the many tools that I use by understanding your shape. If you know about Rick Warren, the framework shape, understanding your shape gives you the clue to your purpose in life. So looking into your personality could be one of the first steps. And the tools that I use is called this personality profiling tool called the Enneagram. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the Enneagram, but basically there are just 9 very valid perspectives, right, of everyday life circumstances. If you put on the red lens, you see things, everything is red, right? You put on the blue lenses, everything is blue. Different people can look at the same situation and see completely different things. So as a leader, we also want to understand that our lens may be very different from our partner and our team players' lenses. So being able to understand all the different types of personality will help in leading our team. Okay, so the Enneagram, basically, I like this profiling tool because it goes deeper. It helps you to know your why you think, feel, and behave in a particular way, right? So that you can direct and steer your internal life in the best direction of your core type. Okay, so it goes beyond personality traits, whether you're introvert, extrovert, it goes beyond that. It goes into your character, it goes into the ego structure. It goes right down to your core motivation, your fears, your desires, your longings, and your defense mechanism, your worldview, your coping strategy. So it goes right down to your why you think, feel, and behave in certain ways. So as leaders, we need to understand not just ourselves, but also our team members' core motivation, right? Why are they behaving in this certain way? Okay, so knowing where our team members are and where they want to go, right, in order to be able to lead them from where they are to where they want to go. Likewise for ourselves as leader. So the Enneagram basically have 9 types. Yeah, I'm not going to go into this, but I'll just skip this. Right, there is a growth roadmap for the Enneagram. So if you want to do the online test and then to find out the results and how to discover yourself from that and how to start and where to start. Yeah, that's the roadmap to the Enneagram. Okay, so if you want to grab a copy of this is just a checklist. You can check with Ayudeji. All right, number 2, attitude. Number 1 was awareness, right? Number 2, attitude, thinking, feeling, and choosing. So tearing down our limiting beliefs, creating possibilities for ourselves. And the first symptom, the easiest way, today, after you leave this meeting, you will say, okay, how do I tear down limiting beliefs? I don't even see my beliefs. How do I do that? Right? Watch your language. Catch your words, catch your language. If you hear, now as a team, give each other permission, each other permission to catch our self-sabotaging language. And the common ones that you hear will be, these are some of the common ones. I am not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I cannot do this because I don't have enough finances. I don't have enough skill set. I don't have enough manpower. Yeah, if you hear yourself saying these languages, these phrases, yeah, those are the physical result of the limiting beliefs. Okay, so give each other, your teammates, consent and permission to spot and catch those blind spots through the language. Okay, so that's what I did, because I went from a homemaker, stay-at-home mom that know nothing about interior decoration. I don't even know how to register a company, right? But again, I work on my mindset, watch my language, and take intentional and committed action, and build a business from ground zero to, after 9 years, I sold it off to an interior designer, right? So it is possible. Nothing is impossible, right? We just work on the mindset here, okay? If it's a body issue, body image issue, I want to encourage you that it is also possible for that area of your life. Our body can achieve what our mind think. Yeah, I had a body image issue as well, and what do you call that? This bulge between my lumbar 4 and 5. It was so painful. Until I cannot dress myself. I had to go for MRI scan and months of physiotherapy, and was so dependent on painkillers because it was so painful. But after recovering from it, I told myself that I'm going to put my health back in order. I must put my health back in order. And through that journey, I was able to run not 1, but 2 half marathons at the age of 44. For me, that was mind-blowing. That was like, how is it even possible? But yes, it is possible. It is possible, right? If we work on our mindset, tearing down those limiting mindset. So again, it is not just me. When we awaken the courage of a woman, you ignite her power of influence, you are able to influence others around us. So in my community, all the women who has fear of public speaking, one by one, they are tearing down. We tear and we work on that limiting belief, and we tear them down. And one by one, they start speaking and sharing their story of courage. Yeah. So it's very encouraging to hear them standing up there, overcoming their fears and sharing their stories. Jacqueline, for example, she's from the corporate services. So for those of you who want to connect with, to do business in Singapore, you can connect with Jack because she does the corporate services here, runs a corporate services company. Yeah, so she was very quiet, very introvert and very withdrawn. Yeah, and has so many limiting beliefs, negative beliefs. So through our coaching session, we work on reframing those thoughts so that she can handle situations more positively and even lead and champion events in our community. She's like very quiet, but for her to step out of that comfort zone to like engage people and talk to people was very challenging for her. Yeah, but she could do it. She could do it. And Christine Nalus, Christine is from the US, right? When she contacted me, we did a virtual, coaching, and she was in a time of a season where she was pivoting as well. There's so many ideas, so many business ideas, what to do, which one to do, which one to start. And everything was all over the place. But when she's willing to work on those mindset, look into all the narratives in her mind and letting go of the excuses and applying, strategies through the coaching session, she was able to break through from her own mindset block. And now she's a published author as well as a very successful coach, transforming women in her own sphere of influence, right, in the US. So if you want to, you can take a screenshot of this, and I'm just going to do a very quick little, how much time do I, okay, take a screenshot of this before I stop share. Yeah, if you take a screenshot of this. Okay, right, I can come back to this again. Now, I hope you take a screenshot because I'm going to stop share right now. Okay, again, remember I said that, I'm experiential activities, right? So I'm sure, I believe most of us here have goals, right? We have set goals. Maybe you've been struggling with your goals. Let's look at use one first level of that clarity breakthrough map. In the area of the environment, there was different levels, right? Environment, behavior, capability, skill set, beliefs, and then purpose, right? So let's work on the first level. The first level, environment. On one side of your paper, on your note, just write down your goal first. Okay, because this clarity map will help you. It's a tool. You can use it with your team members after this, all right? You can connect me to find out more, but let's work on one so that you can know, you can apply. I prefer to share something that you can apply immediately after that. Okay, so if you have a goal and you're struggling to achieve it, let's take a step back and observe. Let's make some observation. Why? What are the things that are sabotaging you from achieving your goals or supporting you from achieving your goals? Okay, so in the area of environment, I hope you have all write down your goals. Okay, 1 second for you to write down your goals, or you think of your goal. I mean, you want to lose weight, you know, you want to lose 5 kg in how many months? You want to hit that sales target, you know, within how many months? Yeah, make sure it's a SMART goal with a time element to it and measurable figure. All right, it must be measurable goal. Okay, and then now let's take a look at the environment. Now, what do I mean? What do I mean by environment? Is your workspace, for example, in chaos? Is everything piled up? You know, are the lightings good enough? Or do you, when you sit down at your work environment, you want to go to sleep? Or is the plant is too distracting, right? Or the whole table is very disorganized. Yeah, this I'm talking about the environment as well as the people. The environment includes the people that you're working with. Are they positive people? Are they always encouraging you, cheering you on, or are they always complaining? Are they always criticizing? Are they always nagging? Are they draining energy from you? Okay, so that's one observation that you can make in the area of the environment, right? Some people, if that's the environment, if the people that you're working with daily is draining you and you feel very discouraged, then put yourself in another environment. Work with someone who is always very positive and cheering you on and get things done, right? Maybe you will meet this person for 2 hours and both of you are so fruitful, so effective and efficient during these 2 hours. That's the person that you want to buddy up, right? To work together and get things done. Okay, so that's the layer of environment. And of course, you know, through the clarity map, what I do with my clients is I work with them through every area and make observations so that we can find out and navigate what are those obstacles. We eliminate those obstacles, and we also be aware of what are the areas that are supporting them in reaching the goals, and keep doing that. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up very quickly now. I hope you are learning something, right? Give a thumbs up if you are learning something, right? Show me some encouragement. Last but not least, step number 3, you know, is to invest in yourself, right? Taking action. And I invested in myself from different areas in my personal growth and leadership development. Yeah, so food for your mind. What kind of books are you reading? What kind of training are you going through, right? So I put this picture here with my boy, you know, because I want to remind myself to never give up. Because of my challenging pregnancy, I have to put on hold. I took a gap year, you know, to complete my degree in real estate management. Yeah, but after that, I go back in and I complete it. So, and I don't come from a well-to-do family, right? So I have to support myself throughout the whole education. I have to work in the daytime and go to night classes at night. Yeah, so it was a very, very challenging period of my life, you know, just to pursue a university education. So that's why I always, this photo always reminds me, never give up, never give up. Okay. Right. Seek out mentors, right? We need mentors in our life. Then, as leaders, we also want to be humble and be coachable disciples, right? Be a coachable student to learn from mentors who are more experienced and more advanced in their lives, right? They will share with us their wisdom and experiences. I love to hear all the nuggets of wisdoms from my my mentors, right? And I have two very powerful spiritual leader mentors in my life that I look up to, that they really, they are role models for me and help me in my own personal journey. Okay, so seek out for mentors, surround yourself with mentors, right? And mentor others as well. So as we receive, we also give, right? So I also mentor others like Helen. She's the founder of Rosette Design & Co. It's a wedding planner, and she had issues with her leadership. She was, her staff was coming in and going. The turnover was so high. She was having problem leading and building her team. So when she came to me and, went through that process of coaching, now she's leading a great team and her business is booming. During the pandemic, when companies are closing down, her business took a leap, and she was running virtual weddings, running virtual weddings, and yeah, it was a very successful success story, for her wedding business. Nicole Tay, also another business owner, she is considered the 5-figure mom in her industry, and she was also facing, she was stuck with a challenging leadership issue as well. So when she came to me, we went through that clarity map that I showed you earlier. Yeah, and she was such coachable and teachable a mentee, because she herself was very successful already. Yeah, but she was willing to learn and apply all the strategies that came out from her, right? It came out from her. All the answers and solution is within the leader herself. We just need a coach and a mentor to draw them out. Okay. So that's, and also last but not least, Lisa, she's the founder of Steelan Maternity. She works in the corporate world, and yet at the same time, she runs a fashion label for working moms. So her fashion, her outfit, are all transformational. You can wear them before and after the pregnancy. Yeah, so she too has a lot of limiting beliefs and self-talk, and she very negative self-worth. Yeah, so through the coaching session and of course through the boot camp, she has learned to love herself, right? She's now able to love and empathize with herself more, instead of beating herself up each time she fell short of her own expectation, because she is an achiever, right? And she has high expectation of herself. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to share with you this very short clip. Right, these are some of the women leaders in our community that have overcome their challenges. So I'm just going to share with you a very short clip on this one, okay?
I am a woman of courage.
I'm a mother.
I'm a daughter.
I am a woman of courage.
I'm a mother, a dreamer.
I'm creative. I'm resilient.
I am
A woman of courage.
I have been emotionally hurt, lost all self-confidence and self-worth.
I was paralyzed by fear, stuck in depression, and was suicidal.
I always feel that I need to be successful in the eyes of the world in order to be valued.
I've been through broken relationship, career change, and now caring for my mom who has cancer.
Belated due to failures, stuck in depression for years.
I had been helpless, depressed, and down and out.
I've been through broken relationship and loss of loved one.
I occasionally hide behind the imposter syndrome. But now I have learned to love who I really am, who is congruent and fearless.
My value comes from being true to myself and being the best version of myself. I am now standing tall, overcoming all.
I have gone through tough times, but I'm a fighter.
Choosing to stand strong in all challenges.
I'm free from the bondage of fear to show up with authenticity and courage, living a purpose-driven life.
Now I'm an action taker, resilient, and empowered.
I'm vulnerable, but I'm courageous and strong.
I've been down and broken, but I will always rise with love and courage.
I'm empowered and found my freedom of joy.
This is me.
This is you.
This is us.
We are strong and courageous, powerful,
worthy of love
and happiness.
We are courageous and powerful.
We are real,
authentic,
and we are making an impact.
We are empowered to empower.
We are women of courage.
I
Okay. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that short clip. And last but not least, because my business is in personal coaching, is in coaching and providing coaching and mentoring to empower women through my social enterprise, Class Living. So most coaching program I feel are out there doesn't work or can't deliver lasting result for women. Why? You need, I noticed that, a transformational coaching program, especially for leadership development for women, must have these 5 components. So as leaders, if you are developing your own coaching program, mentoring program for your team members, I invite you to consider these 5 components for your programs, right? Number 1 is you want to make sure that it has a faith-based principles and cutting-edge strategies that work in any time, era, and culture. All right. Number 2, it must be customized to the specific needs of women. All right. Specific needs of your client. In my case, it is women, right? And number 3, simplicity in application, right? The whole Courage Blueprint, yes, it may have a lot of complex elements and all that, a lot of tools, techniques and all that, but I simplify it into the 3 A's, right? Awareness, attitude, and action. Easy to remember as well, okay? Accountability. Right? As leaders, we want to remember the 5 levels of leadership: developing people, relationship, building trust, right? And having that relationship with our clients and our team members in accountability. And of course, a strong ecosystem of community and support. Very, very important. That's why I'm so passionate about building the community of support. Okay, so I just want to remind all of us again that, when you awaken the courage of a woman, you ignite her power of influence. And if there ever comes a time, really, when the women of the world come together purely and simply for the benefit of mankind, it will be a force such as the world has never known. And I really hope that ABWCI would be that platform. ABWCI is part of that force, right? Bringing women together all over the world, right? We are growing fast and furious, reaching out to different countries, and we are bringing our businesses together simply and purely for the benefit of mankind, right? Again, everything rises and falls on leadership. We are all leaders here. So let us, develop ourselves. Let us develop our team members. Okay, leadership, remember, is a process, not a position. It's one life influencing another, creating a positive change, growth, and impact. Positive change, growth, and impact. Okay, you know what? Your personal breakthrough has an impact in your own sphere of influence. And courage is contagious. Courage is contagious. I hope you are inspired by all the courageous stories that was being shared earlier. You see, growth equals change. So the question that we want to ask ourselves and ask the team that are leading, do you want to change? Are you willing to pay the price to change? Are you committed to take intentional action to create that change? Information doesn't create change. Everything I shared with you today are information to you if you don't apply them in action. I can give you a whole library of information, but if you're not going to read the books, you're not going to apply the techniques, nothing is going to change, right? And why do you show up today? Why do you show up today? Courage is a choice to take action in the face of fear. This is what I always tell myself whenever I feel fearful. I'll face fear and take intentional action. And my life unfolds in proportion to my courage to first lead myself. Okay, so you can connect with me. If for those of you who have not connected with me, you can scan this QR code for my social media platforms, right? You can take a screenshot or you can connect with me if from Instagram, Lilian Ong 73. All right, there you go. You know my age now. 73. Yes, I'm 49 and proud to be one.
Oh my God, the house is on fire. Lilian, thank you so much. My goodness, loads and loads of information that we intend to apply, because thank you for telling us information does not create change. Oh, Lilian, that was amazing. You're such a force. Thank you so much. And my book is filled, and I'm just like, wow, really, there's no end to learning. And I'm so grateful for this platform, for ABWCI, for this ecosystem of, transformational leaders. This is such an amazing, amazing platform. Thank you so much, Lillian. Can you imagine all the way from Singapore, and we're able to glean from your experiences, from your knowledge? Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure it's been a light bulb moment for every one of us at every point in time, and we certainly are not going to be the same. It's been such an amazing time. Thank you for your time, Lillian. I know that if we were to pay you, we'd probably have to break the bank.
No. Yeah. No, the first chapter is free. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure our women will like to place orders, and then we'll take it from there. We will definitely have you back. Okay. Thank you so much. And awesome, Ruth. Thank you, everybody, for staying till the end. I'm sure all of us have been empowered, inspired, and we are ready to go. We are women of courage. It's been an amazing time. I'm excited about this. I want to especially once again thank our global office. Thank you to all members of the Expo. Thank you so much, everybody present, all those who have contributed, asked questions, typed in the chat box. Thank you so much. ABWCI Nigeria is going to the next level. So I'm going to be handing over to Yemisi Peter. She's going to quickly tell us about what is coming up next. See you there.
All right. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you to our speaker. Thank you, President. And thank you to all our amazing, amazing participants this morning. You could have been at another place this morning, but you chose to be here. So we thank you. For waiting till the end, I also want to say big thank you to you, and hope you have been impacted and inspired one way or the other. And if you did, watch out for more interesting programs on our various platforms. Or we'll also be having another meet and greet sometime in November, but the date will be communicated to you. Just watch out for that. You don't want to miss, seeing one another. That is very, very important. It's going to be hybrid, and those who will not be able to attend physically will have the opportunity, to join us online. But I will advise you to make time to be there physically. Thank you very much, and do have an amazing, amazing weekend. Thank you, and God bless you.